Getting ready, getting ready, getting ready to
Hey.
start a great show.
I've been accepted. Arrive on the land with the message. Oh, that's a blessing. Citizenship in heaven. You wanna see some progression? Carry your cross, no necklace. Gonna upset the world. Enemy wanna eject us. See my complexion, God reflecting what you expected. We got the energy, building integrity. Give me a second. I feel a way coming home. Feel a way coming home. They wanna know what we on. Never quit, we keep going. Give me a second. I feel a way coming home. Feel a way coming home. They wanna know what we on.
Get ready to embrace the beautiful chaos of motherhood. I am Shawnte, the host of Next Level Conversations, and we are honoring mothers this month. In so doing, I have had the absolute honor of sitting down with mothers and their daughters and hearing the wonderful stories of their motherhood journey and experiencing the bond between mothers and daughters. Tonight, we're discovering the magic of motherhood on the flip side. As you may know, I am one of seven children, and five of us were girls. I know a crazy household, and it was full of so much craziness and love. And tonight, I have the honor of being joined by two of my sisters who are in the reverse roles. The daughters have become the moms, and they are here to share some of the crazy stories that goes on in their household, as well as some of the crazy stories that took place as we were growing up, and talk about the life with a lot of girls. So please help me welcome my oldest sister, Kizzy Cartwright, and my baby sister, Nicole King. Hey, ladies. Let's clap it out. Let's clap it out. First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you both for saying yes, because the moment I asked, you both immediately just jumped on and supported like we always do, because we got that support vibe going on. And I have to say, we are, laid out in a plethora of colors, and we look really good. Just go down a little bit. We look, yeah, we look really, really, really good. So we have been talking about, and I don't know if y'all caught the show with Sarisha and Zoe as we started this series. We have been talking about motherhood and the bond of motherhood and the role and the relationship between mothers and daughters. And we grew up with a huge family, five girls, two boys. And I want to start out by really hearing what that experience was like for each of you. I'm going to start with Kizzy as the oldest. And she terrorized us. I just want to first want to make that clear. She terrorized us.
That's not true.
Okay, Nicole.
I'll tell my story second. Was not a terror. I was spoiled, bratty. You know what? Was kind of mean. But
we spent our childhood waiting on Kizzy. Just like tonight, me and Nicole was ready. Everybody in the studio waiting on Kizzy.
Well, yeah, I have a long way to come.
Okay. So I mean, with a whole bunch of sisters, what is life like that for you?
I love it. I couldn't see life any different without my sisters. Like, always gonna have a friend, someone to call, like four of y'all to call. Well, two, because the other two don't like me for the phone. But
that would be
yeah,
me.
and Sarisha.
But growing up, what was I mean? Because now we appreciate the relationship a whole lot more than we did when we were coming up, and all of us was in the house, and me and you shared rooms together.
Yes.
So being raised with a lot of girls, when you look back now, what was it like for you?
It wasn't no privacy.
True.
Everybody knew everybody business, and the phone situation. Oh my Lord. When everybody became that preteen or teenage where they had people calling them, it was always a fight for the phone.
It really was.
It was a fight for the phone and for the TV.
And you hauled both of them.
Well, y'all should have got it early. Got up early for the phone, and I got up early for the TV.
Girl, ain't nobody fooling with you,
See,
Nicole.
there you go.
I have a different experience. I was the baby. I don't remember like talking like a whole lot. But I remember not liking everything that y'all did. So I hated, like at that time, I hated MTV because it was all the rap music. I was focused on school, so y'all made way too much noise. Sharaysha and Shayla and Shawnte and Kizzy always arguing, and I just remember saying, "Can y'all be quiet so I can do my homework?" But
Yes, Nicole is the baby, and we're gonna try to do that. We're gonna try to not to do that on tonight because as the baby, we just kind of run shot on.
yeah, they do.
She always get something in, and we be like, "That ain't true," and we just start talking over. So I promise we're gonna really try not to do that on tonight.
No, we'll see.
So now, let me ask you this. Because I know what my experience is, and I do want to talk about that before we get into y'all's journey of motherhood. What was your relationship like with my mama? And everybody's gonna talk about us as we say this, but we say
My mama.
we say my mama because the reality is
She's my mama.
she's my mama. And she does too.
Yeah.
But we all take our own personal possession of her. So if y'all hear us say that, that's just what we mean. So Kizzy, what was your relationship like with my mama growing up?
To be honest with you, I don't think I had a relationship with her. It was more of a how can I put it? She was very hard and like very stern and like a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
And she said what she had to say. You didn't have an opinion about nothing because I would get hit in the mouth a lot.
Yes.
I had to voice what was in my chest out. But I did have a relationship. I was, but she loved me and she provided, but like a relationship that I have now with my child, I didn't have that with Charlotte Ann.
I think one of the things that, and I think about this often, one of the things that my mama was really good at was, and well, good and bad, I guess, when you really think about it, was making that separation. I am not your friend.
I'm not your play pretty.
Yeah, I'm not your play pretty. That's exactly what she used to tell us all the time.
But in hindsight, I'm thankful for it. Like, because I would say like, preteen and teenage, I didn't have a relationship. But as soon as I became even a young adult,
yeah,
it started to be easy to talk to her, but I couldn't understand. I didn't have a relationship with her, but everybody loved being around her.
Yeah.
Everybody loved coming to the house and she was easy to talk to. And I'm like, her? But
Nicole, what about you? How would you describe your relationship, especially as the baby, with my mama growing up?
I think being a kid, I would agree with Kizzy that mama was hands off when it in the emotional era. Like I don't remember getting a lot of hugs or her saying, I love you. And my love language is words of confirmation and physical touch. So as a kid, that's what I yearned for. But I didn't feel like I got it. Even with y'all, like I would tell y'all, I love y'all, I try to give y'all hugs, and y'all weren't necessarily
even because growing up, and you're right, she's right, because growing up, that was not something that we did.
Like my mama, she was present. Like she was
very present.
She made sure that, we got what we needed. And well, for most of us, some of us, in the area of school. But by the time y'all graduated and me and Nicholas was in high school, she was tired. And I didn't get it back then as a mom of 3. Now I get it. I can understand how parents at a certain time, you just get tired. Like, and you don't necessarily want to be, it's harder to be present, but it's something that you still have to,
and
be active in.
Looking back now, I think, and you're right. The very first part of our life, she was very, very, probably too too present. She was there going to school in the morning. She was there. By the time we made it home off the bus and everything, she was present, waiting. There was no you finna to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
She knew there. She knew everything. She knew every person that we associated with.
And we couldn't go nowhere.
We couldn't go
like
nowhere.
Everybody had to come to where we were. So if we wanted to play with somebody, they had to come over my house. I remember when I was in 6th grade, and I still remember my best friend, her name was Shakari Kelly. And it was like school had just let out. And I asked my mama if I could go like spend the weekend with her. And she was like, no.
Oh, fair enough.
Like she couldn't even come over. Mom was just like, no, you're going to have to see her next school year.
Well, she used to let us go to Didi and Ebony.
No, but she didn't stay like in our part of Cedar Hill. She stayed somewhere else.
Wasn't close.
Yeah, but she
So
was
she
like,
didn't know
no.
she didn't know the mama and the daddy and all of them. See, our friends that she let us spend the night with and hang out with, she knew very, 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 very intimate. And can we just put you on blast? Because we're gonna tell some truth. What type of child were you growing up?
Oh, I had a smart mind. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I was very sneaky. And when I say payback is real, oh my gosh. Because before I snap, I have to be like,
and she still snapped.
Remember, you did this at this, because y'all, I remember everything.
Wait, why you be trying to act like it? I wasn't like that.
Shut up. But I was kind of rough.
You were a difficult child, and you
lived in my own world.
That's perfect. That is the perfect thing, and you made living very difficult.
Apologize for this.
Wait, look,
we talking about
we got PTSD.
Well, you didn't really do me dirty. I just remember you like when you would get upset, you just like to throw stuff.
Yeah,
so that was her. That was her.
And you know what? And my mama is, and when you think about it right now, my mama is absolutely phenomenal because she knew how to handle you better than any. And it was just when y'all wasn't fighting, it was girl about none of that. Let her scream. I be like, shit.
Yeah, she went, and I knew how far to take it because it's a look she would give me. And then I'm like, okay, let me stop because now she finna go on the deep end. Let me go in my room and shit.
So you knew how far you could take.
But I do remember one time she told me I couldn't go to the store with her. And I said, I want to go to the store with you. She said, no, you're going to stay here. So she was getting dressed. Y'all, I got up on my bed.
Yeah.
And I walked and cried and walked and cried until she was going to tell me, yeah, you could come. And when she shut that door, like this, and you was also pulling your hair out. Was doing that.
Yes, you were.
You were walking back and forth, and you was so pulled all her hair out the top of her head.
Could not believe she told me no. Like no, the word no was it just hurt my feelings. And she left, and now Jesus.
Oh, let's talk. Let's because now and we're gonna talk a little bit more about my mama and her impact on our life, especially for you ladies as mothers. Nicole, did you always want to be a mom?
Yeah, I wanted a big family.
You did?
Yeah, I wanted to have like six kids. Yeah, because like Kizzy was saying, you always have a friend. Like I didn't have to venture too far off because I had all y'all.
Safe.
So it was
I missed that.
That I was okay with, but financially, like now, like if I had to do it all over again, I would not be.
I didn't even think about financial.
I would travel the world.
After that first birth, I'm like, oh nope.
No, mine were surprises
5 times.
every time.
Nicole missed it. See, I never wanted to be a mom. I never, and Nicole, I would say, just based upon her personality and based upon who she is. I think you probably have always exhibited that those mother genes. I'm not gonna say the same thing for kids.
Well, I'm glad I had my child at 37 because it's selfish.
Because that's exactly what I was about to say. The vast majority of your life, you were, and so how has motherhood changed you?
I think I changed before motherhood. Far as I don't think it I don't see it changing. I don't think it changed me. As far as I'm more my temper is back.
No, I want to say because don't lie and say your temper goes.
No, it did come. It did, but I have a temper then. I was by myself.
When did your temper calm down?
Girl, she just wasn't tried. That's all.
Yeah, there you go.
It was asleep.
Yeah.
It lay dormant for a little bit.
Yes.
Nicole, how has motherhood changed you?
I see stuff different. I remember when I found out I was pregnant with Nala.
And Nala is your oldest.
Yeah, Nala is my oldest. She's
and
17.
Your kid, okay, so you have 17.
Deja's 15 and Aaliyah is 12.
And Kizzy, yours,
as
Lord have mercy, you don't know what age your children are?
11.
Yeah. So when I found out I was pregnant with Nala,
you forgot.
No, you talking about my step babies too, or
well, your children?
24 and 21 and 11.
Okay. So when I found out I was pregnant with him, there we go. When I found out I was pregnant with Nala, it was like the wool had been like pulled from my eyes, and the way I saw the world, it was like I thought about everything else, like the consequences of having a kid and having the responsibility of taking care of them and not just living life by my own, like doing whatever I want, and me being the only person who had to deal with the consequences. So that was a big thing. But I guess I didn't remember that because I had Deja. And Aaliyah,
I didn't think about none of that.
So that was something that would like everybody thought about at some point.
She said she didn't change. She didn't think about nothing.
Like the way she put it. I just,
you were living in fairyland.
There you go. Which I always sometimes do.
Living in fairyland.
It's a good land.
What?
My land is a good land.
Until you step over into reality.
Yeah, you got it. What? Mom 2.0. 3.0. 4.0.
So how does it feel? This is for you because Nicole, you have 3 girls and Kizzy only has 2, but you have 3 girls. How does it feel being a mother of girls, and how do you relate now back to your mom and like, ooh,
it's a lot of feeling, like a lot of emotions. You have to be really patient, and it requires you to put yourself in their shoes when, they're either having a whole lot of emotions, and I'm emotional, like I'm really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So
as the baby, y'all, she is very, very emotional.
So my kids, they show different parts of me in them. And I've learned early on, especially when I had Aaliyah, I couldn't parent the way, like I can't parent them the same. So with Nala is the complete opposite of me. When I was her age, I was timid. I didn't speak up a lot. So at one point, Deja was like me, and I wanted her to get out of that. So I started telling her, you need to speak up, take up for yourself. She does that better now, but on the receiving end, you don't want your kid to always speak up, especially when you're trying to tell them something and they're being disrespectful. You just want to, like we would always get slapped in the mouth. And so I tried doing that, and that doesn't work
anyway.
It works for Deja. It does not work for Nala, and definitely not Aaliyah. She's like a new breed of child. But oh girl, I didn't know what my point was. What was we saying? What was But kids and go to say something, girl. Yes. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, feeling like what is it to be a mom? So yeah, so it's a lot of feeling, and it just requires a lot of patience, especially when everybody is on a cycle. And that's the stage that I'm in now. Everybody syncs up together, so it's a whole lot of
emotions and attitude.
high emotion.
And do you ever wonder how? Because all of us are stair step, literally a year apart. How in the world did we make it through with all? I mean, 5 girls plus my mama, so it's 6 women in the house.
She had a hysterectomy when she had.
Yeah, but you still have emotions, and you still go through all of that. And I think about her raising us at different points, and where I am now, and the way I be feeling about life. Now, and so I always look back to, the age that I was at that time, and I'm like, how in the world?
I don't know how she did.
I don't.
Our emotional states and stuff. At that time, how did we live together? Because sometimes, there was a few times that we got violent. We fought a lot because our emotions were. And mine was real bad.
But the thing about the fighting was, it was always you had to make up.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't, you're not gonna hold no grudges in this house. You're not gonna not talk to, because even though we like oil and water, we still down for each other like flat tires. So we might not disagree, and
why is it down for each other like four flat?
Girl, I never heard that before.
Like, what's the whole purpose of that? Because 4 flat tires isn't good. Okay. Anyway,
she got your back. You got her back.
Yes. And I know that. And when my mama used to make us do, Rachel was talking about this. Rachel was talking about this on the show because she started doing it with her girls, with her kids. She would make us kiss and hug and tell each other that
that didn't work for my kids. Like, I tried that. That didn't work. So I just be like, just go to your room, and when you come down, come back out.
So that's how you get them to come back. How do you get them? Do your girls hold grudges against one another?
Oh yes, they just very petty. They just petty. Nala and Aaliyah, they can be mad, and then 5 minutes later they're good.
And my mama would not by any means whatsoever allow us to not speak to each other. There was none of that going on in her house. The only person that was gonna be mad in her house was her.
Yeah, like Deja will just be quiet and she'll walk away. So, like, if that's the feeling that she's dealing with, okay, feel it, but keep it going. Like, don't bring that energy around all of us. So if you want to have a bad attitude or you want to have negative energy, you got to go in your own space. You're not supposed to affect the energy and atmosphere in the whole house. So when you back to yourself, because she crazy, like when she like that. And but that's how I am too. I'll say if I'm hungry, if I'm tired, like they would call me the beast. Y'all would call me the beast.
I went on vacation with them. Yeah, but when her get hungry, woo.
Well, Kizzy, and I say this with love.
You bad
when
too.
I get angry.
You pretty bad.
That's a lie. Now, if I'm tired and if I'm hungry, yes, I have to eat, but I don't throw hands. You throw hands, and I'll be like, kids, I'll be on the phone. Kizzy be tired.
That gets me to my next question. Do y'all think we were taught, and I wonder this, do y'all think we were taught how to handle our emotions growing up? I don't think so either.
Like, I still struggle with it. I'm just able to now, like, identify it, because when I was in my 20s, early 30s, I really thought I was like multi-person, like schizophrenic or something. I thought I was crazy. But I was a young mom. I was 24 when I had Nala, and that's still like too young to be having kids. And then I had them almost back to back, but within a 5-year period. So I was sleep deprived with young kids, stressed from my marriage, being in shackles, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So after, I broke them shackles, and I had time to, be free thanks to my support system. It was good. I was able to kind of identify, but I think I haven't done as good of a job with having them identify their emotions. Like, I've gotten better at it, and they're like working on it too, but I feel like if I had control of my emotions when I was younger, maybe I wouldn't be as emotional as I still am, or the girls. Because Aaliyah she will get upset and she'll just cry. So, but that's something that was in her blood from her daddy too. What?
What? No, not you, me.
Oh.
Because when I get upset, it's
cry.
like the tears is like fire.
And that's what I was going to ask you. How are you, knowing that you weren't taught how to handle your emotions? We weren't taught how, we weren't allowed to really express
we couldn't have an
our
opinion.
feelings and our thoughts and stuff. How are you doing? How is that different? How are you doing that differently with your daughter?
I let her, both of them, I let them express themselves, and I let them tell me what they feel. And I always say, keep it respectful, but they don't keep it respectful. And so I'll be like, hey, you got to keep it respectful. So when they start getting disrespectful, then I'm like, okay, 1, 2, because 3, Keisha finna come. And you don't want that. So say what you got to say. And so as for when I give her a look, she done caught herself. She be like, oh, no. I mean, okay.
So how are you yourself balancing and learning how to control your emotions and balance your emotions now? How did you learn or learning? And how are you doing?
I started counting. No, I said I'm learning because I could have passed a couple of times on her this week, but I ain't call you. I ain't say about the killer. Don't get. I ain't do none of it. But I'd be like, okay, and like now since
it's only because you knew you were coming on the show and you want to.
Because now since she got this certain age, I just said this on Sunday. I think about what I used to do to my mom and how I used to act. Then I'll be like, okay, should I give her grace? Or give her grace, but let her know it's consequences.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I started doing now.
Oh, you got that from Nicole. That's really good. That sounds very mature.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very mature, but I'm just saying that sound, because they don't really sound like you. Just real talk. Nicole, what was your main fear of being a mother? What? What?
That sounds very mature, but real false.
I think you're receiving it.
Okay. You and your emotions.
Okay.
You
Let me get out my
I'm just saying that right there, because that's not normally how you
How she talk.
Yeah,
It's just a word.
and I'm just your maturity. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry if I did.
She gonna hold on to that.
She gonna hold it.
No. I don't.
Kiss.
Oh, very. But I don't hold grudges. I don't hold grudges though.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, hold on. So we're going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to come back because I have a question pending for Nicole, and it's also a question for you, although I don't think you said you didn't think about nothing when you was becoming a mom.
I did. I'll be honest. Like, I was happy to be pregnant, and then when I found out she was a girl, I was like,
yeah.
That's what word about.
You ready? I'm ready to be on you now. So we'll be right back with Kizzy and Nicole right after this brief pause. So we are back, and I am delighted. I am joined tonight by two of my sisters, my oldest sister Kizzy and my baby sister Nicole. And we have been talking about life on the flip side when daughters become mothers. And now I had a pending question for Nicole when we went to break. Nicole, what was one of your main fears, or even now, as what is one of your main fears as a mother, especially of girls?
I think initially it was just them having them go through what I went through as a kid, which is not feeling like my mama loved me, and not getting that. Well, I knew that she loved me, but she she didn't show it. And so that was initially a fear. Now it's, have I sowed the seeds in my kids? Because my oldest is 17, she has another year, and she's about to join adulthood. Have I sowed the right seeds into her to where she'll thrive even, in whatever state that she's in. I know I've made her independent. I she was born a free thinker. Like, she's not a rule follower. Like, I'm a rule follower. She is not. She tests the boundaries every time. So I love that about her, because I know she'll speak up for herself in ways that I didn't always do. So for Nala is naive, especially when it comes to young men. So that's my fear for her, is not making some of the mistakes that I did. Um, just wanting better for her, even though, they'll all make their own mistakes. But that's my fear for Nala. For Deja, she can be a people pleaser. So I want her to make choices that are right for her. And so a lot of times when she's like, Mom, do you like what I'm wearing? Or Mom, is this the school that I should go to? Or is this the degree? And my answer is always, what do you want? Because my life is my life. I'm living my life. I'm not the type of parent to live through my kids. So it's whatever they want to do. I'll support it as long as it's legal. And as long as
You mean you ain't supporting illegal activity?
no.
Ma'am.
And as long as it, will build her up. For Aaliyah, I'm still trying to figure out if I have any concerns, because Aaliyah, I know, will stand good on her own, but she might be the one who I may just need to stand on a little bit extra, because she's the baby. And so because she's the baby, her sisters let her get away with stuff. And I don't want her to have the baby syndrome, which is what I have had to grow out of.
Do you think we let you get away with stuff?
I didn't have no responsibility. Like, I didn't have to worry about anything.
True.
So if something happened, it was like, oh, well, I got all these other, siblings to, to hold down or handle it. And I don't want that for her, but I can see it trying to develop. And so I'm doing my best to prevent it.
You said, and Kizzy, you can jump in here absolutely at any time. You said quite a few things. And as you was talking, I sit here and I wonder, did my mama have these same type of, because she knew the type of women she wanted us to be. And if you had to think of one thing that my mama instilled in us, because everything she did it all globally. I mean, it was all, it was each of us. But what is one of the major virtues that stand out for you that was instilled in you?
I think she was always honest about life. From my point of view, yes.
Talking about coming up, or you talking about now? Let's start.
Even talk about coming up, even though her sayings and stuff was, like, don't bring the home, you can't eat. Stuff like that. Or I do remember, someone in our class getting pregnant. And of course, I was like, how could they find themselves in that situation? And she she chastised me and she told me, no, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't
judge people and don't put your
judge
mouth
people.
on
Don't
nobody.
put your mouth on other people because you never know
Where
where
you
life is
go
gonna
to.
bring
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I think she was real about life, you know.
See, and I got a different experience when that on that particular thing. I agree with you about the don't judge, don't put your mouth on people. And to me,
I think she made it a fairy tale.
well, she
No.
never gave us any parts of
She didn't, but my mama would buy stuff versus paying a bill, and to me that was
no, not that.
No.
That's not what we're talking about. And then Nicole started whispering like I wanted to know that I know I said
she would buy stuff.
No, I was trying to get my thoughts right.
But no, I think, see, to me, Kizzy, I don't ever remember her telling us truths about, you know how now she is completely open about her life, and it's so you like.
Oh, she wouldn't share.
So when she wasn't sharing. So
if you asked,
and maybe
I asked,
it's a lot of stuff that my mama could have shared as in our childhood, but she
volunteered. But if you asked, she would tell you, because I remember her. I remember me asking her about my father, and she told me, and I asked questions like, why?
Oh, she didn't into detail.
And
because I ain't getting none of that either. But you know what? But I think, but all of our relationships with her were different.
Because I asked, like I said, I want to know, you know, and she said that if you asked her, she wasn't, she wasn't like, it ain't none of your business or nothing like that. When I asked her about her personal life,
I had a different experience.
Well, she was honest. Well, I mean, y'all were around with my dad, like, so the stuff that she
when I asked her, I never got it's none of your business. Gone,
What she tell you?
No, she would tell me.
Well, or did you ask?
Yeah, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, I did ask. But the question is, what's one virtue?
And I say she was real about life.
Yeah, she was saying she was real about life.
I think in the whole big picture of things, just making us independent. I think that
I agree.
That helped. Because at 18, she told me that I had my degree or my high school diploma. She wasn't doing nothing else. So when it came to me applying for college, she gave me my social security card, my birth certificate, and she was like, girl, you on your own.
She taught us too to take care of each other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying but I'm not selfish.
I'm not saying that she didn't, but that affected me a lot, which is one thing that I wanted to put into my kids. I don't want spoiled kids or kids who can't work and to earn, like a cell phone, or if they want a car, they got to pay for it.
Because we actually started when we started working, which me and Kizzy started working actually all of us started working very young, but she gave us a bill in the house, and she's always taught us how to come together, stick together, and this is hey, if you're gonna live here, you're gonna pay something here and be part of the family. Every person is contributing to the household and to the family.
And she didn't make us do for our siblings. She didn't say, since you got a job.
Yes, she did.
Those were the words.
Yes, those were the words that came to me.
But I remember her,
See,
girl,
I
remember that. Remember that.
So the struggle was playing. Yes, those were the words. Got a job
doing it.
You responsible for? She broke us off.
Yeah.
You responsible for these two. You responsible for these two.
I know I was responsible for Shayla.
I had Nicole.
Yeah,
and maybe she told me, and I just I didn't think of
it was just something that we just did. Like we just pay bills. But heck, it was a lot of us.
Kizzy, did you have a vision of the type of woman? The type of mother that you wanted to be?
I actually thought I was going to be a soft parent.
It was a soft parent.
You are, though. Like, in a lot of ways, you are. Like, you can be stern, Kizzy, but you can be in so easily.
Oh, yeah, real easily. probably
fold
too
them out.
easily. Cause see, my mama, when my mama said no,
She
She
meant
meant
it.
no.
her no was no.
No.
If there is one thing that I have learned from my mama, it is you make your no and you don't
Yeah.
come up off of it.
Yeah.
Because the second you start backing up off, now when she got in her older age,
Yeah.
she started backing
She
up
was
off
just
of that.
like,
No, she just
what
was
is-
like, she okay. Y'all, after me and Kizzy graduated from high school,
Yeah,
my mama stopped parenting. And she
was
picked
done.
it back up.
She good grandparents.
Well,
Yeah.
she's a great. Now she does grandparenting well. She just does. She doesn't left
and
parenting
great
alone.
grandparent. Yeah.
And great grandparent. I agree.
Well, she's real good. She's a good ear to listen to
No,
without the.
I think I don't get me wrong. I've always loved my mom, but I love
Love
her
her.
better
Yeah.
now. I love the years. I love the time. I love the relationship. When do you think you actually looked at my mama and saw a woman as opposed to a mother?
When I got out her house, because I would have to call her, Mama, how you cook this? Mama, how you do this?
Well, that's
Mama,
still
how you do
a
that?"
mama. That's still looking at her as a mama.
when
But I could talk to her about male
as a
relationships
woman,
and stuff like that, and
yeah,
tell her how I'm feeling or what happened. Like,
That's still mama. When did you start seeing her and
I don't know if I see my mama as a woman outside of a mom. Like,
yeah, like, oh, when we talk about relationships, her relationships.
That's what I'm saying.
oh, okay.
You know. And she my homegirl, then she girl, let me tell you what, girl, these people at the job, I'm about to go off on them. She my girl.
Nicole, what about you?
My answer stays the same.
You still like sweet. What about when y'all took that road trip? You still seeing her as
No, she was. No, mama is cool. Like,
yeah.
she's a really cool and fun person. But I can't say that I mean, she's my mama. So I know she's a woman too. So I guess I would say in my mid-20s, especially when I was in shackles, because me and her could relate to
That's
a lot of this stuff.
And I was going to ask because what
In
the
shackles.
beauty, you keep talking about it. The beauty about motherhood and the beauty about especially the two of you
Mhm.
is and it's being a mama. I've never been a mama, but just experiencing my mama and watching her experience each of us and the 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 way that
change.
the way that we can the way that the situations in our life and we can relate to her, and both of you have had huge monumental things happen in your life that were identical to things that happened in her life, and the way that she helped y'all to navigate those things, and y'all don't have to go into detail about it, but can you kind of tell, I mean, because that's like one of the beauties and the power of motherhood.
When I had my first child, which was a stillborn, and instead of leaving the hospital and going home to my husband, I went home to my mama. And anybody that has been through that, it mess with your mind, and you of course you're grieving and stuff. And that's when she told me about her experience in having a stillborn, and she kind of like knew exactly what I was going through. So I remember her always checking in upon me and praying over me and stuff like that. So that was one thing that really got us really close.
Yeah.
Was we both experienced the same thing. So
She can relate.
yeah.
Yeah, mine's was just marrying the wrong well, let's say the wrong person, because my kids are by my ex-husband, but and I love them, but I love my kids.
I was like,
Yeah, I had to correct. I love my kids. But no, like because of the
She still wanted me.
I was wearing a damn.
the person that I chose, it was a lot in some ways. Like
Walk out on love.
like my dad, it was an unhealthy relationship, and so when was trying to, walk away from that and build myself up, because I suffer from low self-esteem, I was able to talk to my mama about it, and she could relate on a level
that the rest of us
other
couldn't.
people, couldn't. She got it. So
Just like for Kizzy, my mama got it in a way that the rest of us, even though we were all there, we couldn't relate, but my mom could.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. And now she's one of my best friends.
Yeah, I got to talk to her every day.
No, I know I got to talk to her
Y'all
every day.
missed it.
Well, I missed 2 days, but she called me.
But yeah.
So what is something that my mama did a lot of things. A lot of things that impacted our life. I remember every day before school, what would happen before we walked out the door?
She would pray.
She anointed our heads with oil, and there was no.
She also cooked breakfast.
I was about to get to that. There was no walking out. It's cute. What we gonna have for dinner?
Because that would have got on my nerves.
But the little things that back then we didn't understand the significance of. How have those little things made a play in your life today and the way that you raise your daughters?
I don't mind running around for my kids. Like, if they need to go here, if they need to go there, if they want to do this, because she did it and didn't complain. Track practice, taking us to work, picking us up. And I never heard her be like, "Oh, y'all getting on my nerves." And
I did.
I didn't get that. Like,
no.
Like, mama did it
yourself.
She didn't. I don't remember her complaining about it either. I'm just saying that I didn't get that from her. Like,
you didn't get that from her. Yeah.
You didn't get the driving around. Oh, that's because she stopped parenting you. You missed.
But she
yeah.
Oh, but she didn't say, "I ain't doing it. Go find somebody else."
No, she never. Not one time. She did.
Yeah.
And she was working at night and doing all that.
That wasn't until
later. That wasn't until
I think for me, mama has always been able to tell me, like, she would be able to speak life into me. And so, like, with me getting a new job or me going off to college, because again, my love language is words of affirmation. So that helped me a lot. I haven't always utilized that with my kids, especially when they were younger, but I see the value in doing it now. So as a mom, especially now, I have to be really intentional about the words that I speak. Even if Aaliyah is not turning in her schoolwork, you're going to be diligent, Aaliyah, and you're going to be a hard worker. And, so you have to, even if it's negative, you have to find a way to speak life.
Those scriptures being spoke over, and I think that's for me, that's probably the thing that has stuck with me the most. The word that she was adamant about placing and speaking into our life. Because Nicole, and you're right, because I was just sitting here just thinking about it. I remember my senior year of high school, I got so depressed and I stopped eating and wanted to die and everything. Because you were so self-absorbed, you missed the whole of it. And I remember my mama and Aunt Mary boxing me in at the table and wouldn't let me move until I ate because my mama was like, "You gonna live and not die. You are going to live." And it's those power words and that boldness and that determination and that firm. She's always been so firm. Are y'all firm? Y'all firm with y'all kids?
I'm flexible.
Y'all right there. No, she's not.
I'm flexible. When they were younger, I would say something, but I would bend. Now I'm flexible. So it depends on what it is, because I do realize that my kids are nothing like me. Like, I didn't want to go anywhere. They want to be more social, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shelter them so much that when they do go out in the world, they are not going to know what to do. So I'm open.
Can be stern. I can be. But she has to push the limit. And then even sometimes Trees done told me, okay, Kizzy, that's kind of hard. Now if Trees say that's
Yeah. And I done told
you know,
told you
if
that
she
too,
say,
sometimes.
okay, Kizzy, that's kind of hard. I ain't gonna put my baby business out there. But Trees was like, she already got her beat down.
You ain't got to do more. You gonna leave my baby alone. So as we get ready to wrap up, believe it or not, we've been talking for an hour.
Oh,
As we get ready to wrap up,
I know it didn't feel like it.
I know, 'cause I told y'all it was gonna be like we were sitting here on the couch, and believe it or not, y'all, this is what we do
yeah.
all the time. This is y'all just sitting here on a straight up sister conversation. So this is one of my favorite questions that I've been waiting to ask y'all all evening. Tell me, and we're gonna start with Nicole, because Kizzy love to if Kizzy interrupt you a whole lot more than I
I'm
do.
so sorry.
Because that's because you're so used to it. Tell me one way that you are like your mother and one way that your children are like you. And get past do it one other than emotional, because we already know that.
One way that I'm like my mama. My mama is she's giving. She's really giving, and I feel like I'm giving. You put me on the spot, so can't think of nothing else right now. The second part is, how are my kids like me?
Yeah,
And it can't be emotion, because that's really like how my kids are like me.
just by being so
Yeah, like
emotional.
they're really
Like
different.
like there's no quirks that they have. There's I like to
Well, they're
I like to eat 5 or 6 hot dogs, and my
like
kids like to eat.
all of them can eat. Um, all of them can turn up a toy.
Break it down.
Um, yeah, like they're athletic, even though none of them want to do sports. But I
Oh,
don't know,
wow.
they're artsy.
Oh yeah,
They're
Nicole, 'cause
creative.
you're very artsy.
Do sports?
Yeah, but
Not,
Deja chasing that paper.
yeah, they're after that money right now.
Yeah, that's the best answer that I can give you in the moment.
Okay, cute.
I think, like she said, my mom was a giving person. So I think basically all of us got that. We give, and she opened up her home. And I know I open up my home. Nicole opened up her home. Shayla, Sarisha, you barely invite us to yours. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, you talking about just inviting folks over?
Yeah,
You some people who should be on that list. Sarisha, look, like they'll have. How many times have we had like Shayla will
we
host,
have game nights.
but Shayla just not gonna invite you over to her house, and Sharasha not either.
Yeah,
I mean,
talking about
sorry,
it.
Sharasha and Shayla, but it's the truth.
Oh,
But I mean, they're hosts and they are social,
what
but it
she
has to
hosts,
be
let's
an
put it
event.
like that.
Hey,
But you know, you
I
are giving.
haven't hosted now where I'm,
That's right.
I'm always hosted in
yeah,
the day.
he's
So,
like,
well, get your whole life.
about that.
She did. She did.
At her next level, she just don't.
Yeah, at my next level, I'll host.
Which I get it. Okay, but
What is something that my mama told you was gonna happen, and you're
and she tell me that mouth. She tell me that mouth is, and every time she gonna get it ass, I be calling my mama like, girl said this to me. Give it to her ass. Like, girl, I'm calling you to support me. Not but Aspen is a lot like me. If you ask Tasha, hey, being around, she say it's because I can't. We just alike in everything, and I love food.
Oh,
Cause she no boundaries.
Oh, yeah. Nicole says I need boundaries with Aspen.
No boundaries.
Cause you and I mean, like,
I had to cut
for real. It's like when you look at Aspen and you see Aspen, it's Kizzy.
She act like
Even the way they sit, the way they talk. the way they dress, the way they eat,
Yeah.
everything that too is the same.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
How does it feel looking at yourself like that?
Woo. Would she be like, like, what you gonna do?
Calm down. Because now
Like-
she looking at Aspen like this.
Yeah, I gotta
Aspen
look up,
saw
but I be like, I
You
feel
remember?
too
You
easy.
remember when you used to do
Yeah,
that?
it's down. Like,
My mama used to be like, "I bet you won't."
Yes, I wish you would.
I
make
wish
a move, and then Pat be like,
We be mumbling as we walk away.
yeah. I tell her, I said, whatever you feel about me, go to your room. Good thing you don't have a sister that'll tell it on you what you said.
She'll tell you it was a telltale.
girl, I couldn't stand Kizzy.
she's
When Kizzy, what did you say? You wish you
she need to go out there and sleep with the dogs. She
I did every opportunity I could to get Kizzy in trouble. I was getting Kizzy in trouble because Kizzy was a new one. She was a terror. And whoop her mama, get her. And
I didn't do
and
nothing. So
what I love
get in
now
trouble.
is that Aspen gives her the business. It is a sweet revenge. And
Well,
I love my baby for it.
I was a good kid. My kids still give me a level of business, but
Well, you know,
that's
they
the
got
daddy
that's
side.
that blood. What do you look back on now and say, maybe I could have did that better?
When my kids were toddlers, like in between 3 and 5, I attempted to discipline my kids the way my mama disciplined us, and I regret that. So
after she was 4.
So once I understood that, my mama way of parenting wasn't, then I was able to. I tried to come up with mom 2.0 and then 3.0, but it's all transition.
Do that. 2.0 and 3.0. Because Nicole, we've had different versions of Nicole as a mom.
I'm always evolving.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Kizzy, what about you?
With my with the first daughter, Aaliyah, I'd be like, I try, like she said, I tried to be stern like my mom at first. And when I was talking to my mom, I was like, Mom, she ain't gonna talk to me like that because you did this and you did that. And like I said, the great thing about her is she said, just because I did it don't make it right.
Oh, yeah.
And that made me rethink everything. Maybe I became too soft, but I was like, I'm glad she said, like, what I like about her is she admits her mistakes. If you go to her and you talk to her, you will get an apology because she don't know what she did wrong until we say something.
Yeah. So I like that. Do y'all have the type of relationship y'all visualized having with your girl?
I do.
Yeah, it's I would always want my kids to come tell me if
anything. I don't want them to be too scared. I want her to be like, I ain't finna do that.
She just started. Oh, what's
so ahead. Go ahead, boo.
You're not aware of it until then.
I told you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just let you close it out because we gotta go.
Okay.
So
shoot, kids.
Kizzy, you get ready to say something to mothers real quick. Go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah. So, dang it, I forgot my thought.
Do you have the relationship that you always visualize with your girl?
Oh, yes, I do. Only because open lines of communication, and like Kizzy said, my mama is able to admit her mistakes. So if I feel like I handled a situation wrong, I'll go to them and admit it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Kizzy, real quick, give me 15 seconds. Tell something to our mothers, our mothers of girls, young girls who may be struggling trying to figure this thing out. Give them something.
Like Nicole said earlier, I try to keep a line of communication with them, and if they do something, I'd be like, okay, how was I when I was her age? how did I feel when I couldn't express myself and stuff like that. So just try to put yourself in their shoes
Cool.
on all situations.
I want to thank you both for joining me tonight. I love y'all. I
We
love
love you
y'all
too.
so much. I appreciate y'all. I hope you have enjoyed experiencing the bonding and the joy of motherhood with us. If you have missed any of this series, you can go back and watch all of our replays on YouTube. We are going to be closing this out I'm saying tomorrow, on next week. I have a phenomenal group of ladies who are coming to talk with us. This has been absolutely magnificent. Make sure you are following us on all social media platforms. Go to our YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and share and follow us. We are sharing inspirational stuff every day just to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Until next week, I want to thank you and let you know that I love you. Go be great.